Hey everyone, it's me yet again, coming to you today with not so much a tool, so much as something that is used on many witches' altars, assuming that they can burn things. It's not a candle; it's actually incense. Now I cannot, for the life of me, seem to find my stick incense burners that I had painted, but you know what they look like by now. They're roughly yay big. They come in. I've seen the extra fat ones. I've seen the skinny ones. I've had some that were made out of soapstone. I do not know where that disappeared off to in this house. Um, and you can get them with pentacles on them. I've seen some with elephants. I've seen some with stars. If you look online, you'll be able to find stick incense burners, and they obviously are used for stick incense. Now, the stick incense is relatively easy to burn. You just stick it in a little hole, and then you light it with a lighter, and then you wait for it to catch hold. Um, for about, I usually give mine about 10 to 15 seconds to catch hold, depending on the quality of the incense. And then you burn it out, and then of course it smolders, and then the incense burns down, and then it falls into the incense holder, which when you're done, you just dispose of it however you dispose of it. Now, another option that you could use for incense is this right here is just nothing but painted terracotta. And what you would use this one for is obviously not stick incense because you couldn't get it to hold up. Is you can put some sand or I've used cat litter or dirt before in here, and you can put in charcoal and then sprinkle some loose incense in here, or you could do your cone incense, which is burned kind of the same way as stick incense is. Now, the type of incense that you use depends on a number of things. It depends on what you like. It depends on your budget. It depends on the rules of your tradition or your coven or something like that. And it really kind of just sort of depends on you. Personally, I like cone incense, and I like stick incense because they're easier to use, they're easier to store, and budget-wise too, they're a little bit cheaper depending on where you go. I would use loose incense mainly for big special occasions, say Sabbats or S-spots or something like that, but not for um, everyday use. Because I also have a nosy cat who likes to get into things, so I don't want to have her getting into things like that. Plus, it's a little bit easier to clean up stick and tone incense for me since I am quite lazy when it comes to cleaning. Um, Things that you can use to hold different things depends again on what you have around. Terracotta pots they're sold at Walmart for pennies on the dollar. You can get tons of these things and paint them many different colors, as you can see. So what I've done here, I've painted all of these right here. You can burn them in your cauldron that I've showed you in another video, and I've got one that's just actually a metal plate that I plan on putting some and some sand in and burning some incense on top of that, plus like a little candle in the middle um, for a different reason. It's kind of really up to you, whatever you want to burn it in. Another popular one is to take an abalone shell or oyster shell and put some sand in there for insulation, so that way nothing cracks and you can burn incense in there. Hey, for you, I'm gonna say hi to people. This is my kitty. This is the one that I have to keep um, things from because she will get into things, and she's already been poking eyeballs getting into my stuff before. And ooh, you damn, she has stuff all over you. Nosy. And you can use like I said, the abalone shell. If you have like decorative glass. Of course, you make sure that if you use glass, make sure it's you can get stuff for candle holders because those are specially tempered for heat. Make sure you insulate it, of course, with something like sand or dirt or something like that. And you can use that too because I've done that before. There's also now let's just say you're in college, and of course I know when I was in college you could not burn things like candles and everything like that. And for candles, I think I suggested in one place you can get the electric ones that you use with the batteries, and then if you want to do like different candle magics, buy a bunch of those, and then take the plastic for candle magic, and then you can turn it off whenever your spell is done or something like that. That's also an option. Less quote unquote magical, but you do what you gotta do. The intent behind the magic is more important than what you actually use to do it. And for incense, you can use different perfumes. Um, like I am a big fan of vanilla, and I would burn a lot of vanilla incense. So you can't burn it in college. Spritz something. Like I said, the intent behind the magic is more important than what you use. If you cannot get certain things, you can't use certain things. There's always substitutes, and they can't object to having air freshener or perfume. And some people are incense kind of bugs them, but air fresheners don't. So that's an option so that you can use. You can and a new thing that's become really popular is the oil diffusers that they have, so you can get some of that and then use that if you want. I've used a couple of those before. I'm not really as into that as I am. I prefer incense, but that's an option you can use in place of incense. And incense normally goes with air in the east. I should probably mention that. This is kind of scatterbrained today because I haven't eaten just yet. I'm waiting for my food to heat up. So if you have any questions or concerns, of course, you can just leave the comments. And I'd like to say thanks to everyone who has been leaving the comments and things and suggestions on the page. And that I haven't been updating my blog, so if you haven't been reading it, don't worry. I'm not mad. I'm not mad anyway. And I'll probably start updating that fairly soon too, but I just haven't had anything to really blog about lately or the time. I think so.